So I underwent a mastectomy in October 2020, and like a lot of people, I didn't give skincare a second thought until right before I started radiotherapy. I think the reason for that was that I was worried about, one, not waking up from surgery, two, waking up in pain, and three, I think I was worried about whether or not they'd get clear margins and if I'd have to undergo more chemotherapy treatment. I did wake up from surgery. Apart from one twinge in the recovery room, there was hardly any pain. So if you're about to have a mastectomy and you're worried, believe people when they say that there isn't. I had paracetamol for 36 hours after, and that was it. And they did get clear margins. So skincare I thought about at the last minute, literally after I'd had my mapping scan, and then I panicked and I started asking on groups, what cream should I use, what should I avoid. So during that time I was given some really good tips that helped me, and I'd like to share them with you today. So in between surgery and radiotherapy, I didn't use a lot of skincare at all on my scar line. I literally just let clean water roll down once I was allowed to get it wet. I was very careful. I didn't use any products on it at all. And when it came to drying, I just let it air dry or very, very gently patted it dry with a clean towel. And I continued this with this right throughout my radiotherapy. Obviously I did have to use a moisturising cream. Excuse the seagulls, I live in a seaside town. Now, the biggest thing to remember is not to use anything with sodium lauryl sulfate on your skin. It is in an awful lot of products, even big brands. So please check before you buy anything. Also avoid perfumed soaps and talcum powders. I'll flash that up on the screen if you want to take a note. So the first moisturising product I used during radiotherapy was Mugu. It came highly recommended, along with something called water gel, which I couldn't get hold of. The thing about Mugu is that it's very expensive, comes in quite a small tube, and halfway through radiotherapy I found that it formed sort of soap-like bubbles on my skin, and obviously it was getting sore, and picking them off it wasn't very nice. So someone said to me to use E45 cream, not the lotion, because the lotion does contain one of the products you can't use. So I switched to that, and to be honest with you, it really helped me. I'd say that the cooking period did last for about 2 weeks after I finished radiotherapy, and it probably then plateaued and stayed the same for a couple of days before things started to improve. I think that once I did feel quite low when it was at the peak. I didn't get any blisters, I didn't get any broken skin, but it was still sore, and just wearing loose tops, if they stuck to the moisturising cream and I had to peel it off, it wasn't very nice. But I didn't have any major problems. I didn't get an infection. like I say, my skin didn't break, so I'm very grateful for that. And a big tip for you is when you're applying moisturising creams, don't rub them in. Even if your skin feels okay to rub it in, don't. Just gently pat it into the skin, very gently, because later on, if you've been rubbing, you'll regret it. So that's going through the radiotherapy, and next up I'll talk to you about caring for your skin after radiotherapy. So I'm pleased to say that I'm 2 years out from radiotherapy now, but skincare still plays a very important part in my daily routine. I'm a facial skincare fanatic along with a makeup fanatic, but I do have to look after that area of my skin that receives the radiotherapy. So obviously I never expose that part of my body to the sun. In hot weather I wear a factor 50 sun cream even under my clothes, just in case, because I really don't want to invite any problems. Moisturisation, I still find that I don't want to rub that part of my skin. It's healed really well. I don't want to jinx it, so I use a spray-on moisturiser, and the one I use is in a manual pump action bottle, and it's by Neutrogena. I think it's from their Hydro Boost range, and at Last Ages, not very expensive, and it does the job. So I have to be very careful because I do have, sadly, dog ears, both ends, one here and one up round on my back. So especially the one here can get quite dry along the end of the scar bit, so I like to keep that moisturised, and I spray it on and just leave it. I do that morning and evening, keeps my movement good. That's something I'd like to mention, and that's the exercises after a mastectomy. They gave me the sheet, you know, to be honest with you, I put it off. I had a total mastectomy, non-skins bearing, and I also had lymph node clearance, so the whole area felt really tight, and I was just worried that I would I don't know, open up a scar or something if I overdid it. But when it came to radiotherapy, boy did I regret not doing those exercises, because you know, it made it harder to stretch behind my back to hold on to the bars. And so I would advise anybody, please do the exercises. They're really important, and they will help you get all of your movement back a lot sooner. I've got full mobility now and I'm pleased about that, but it did take quite a while, and it was down to my laziness and fear with not doing the exercises. So last up, I've got a few big thank yous. One of them is to all the wonderful volunteers at Knitted Knockers. Thank you so much for what you do. The NHS prosthetic weighs a ton. I definitely couldn't use it for work, and thank you for sending me something that I can wear. I'm wearing it now. Thank you very much. And also a huge shout out to Look Good, Feel Better. They do make you feel better. I'd recommend their makeup course to anyone. It's given by compassionate, caring and very knowledgeable tutors. And afterwards, the best bit, everybody says this, the best bit is that you get a free huge bag of beauty goodies. So another thank you to all the brands who support Look Good, Feel Better. Boots, thank you. Cartier, thank you. All of the brands, it made such a big difference. I know from other people in my cancer group that we all really appreciated what we received. I'll put some information below links to Look Good, Feel Better, and also to Knitted Knockers, and I'll put down what the cancer I had and the treatment I received. On my channel I mostly talk about makeup and skincare. And thank you very much for watching. Try not to worry if you're having a mastectomy. It was the easiest bit for me, and I hope it is for you too. Thank you.